I was 4 when he passed away. You know, he also is just my great grandfather. So there was no special kind of thought process to kind of get to meet him. I was born the south of England, Kent.
Kent.
But I've lived in Wales pretty much all my life. So I think if I have to, consider myself to be anything, I would consider myself to be Welsh, because I've spent the best part of my life there anyway.
But do you speak Welsh then?
No, I don't. I mean, a very, very basic knowledge of Welsh. From school I can remember saying, good morning, which is Bore da, or good night, Nostar. The first film I did, it's yet to be released. I think it was an American production, and I got brought in, and that's I think coming out later on this year. But it's I can't really tell you about it because it needs to be a surprise when it comes out. But it's good. It's in the style of Blair Witch, so it's a mockumentary, which is the same as the other film I did. It's filmed in and around London, a week in the life of a Soho pimp. So yeah, it's like a low-budget British film. I think it's wonderful. I think what the films have done has broadened the audience. It's opened up the world, and hopefully people from watching the films will then go on to read or want to know more about Tolkien and his different works. So it's good that it's done that. The Hobbit was read to me by my parents when I was very young, and then I picked the book up when I was about 9, The Hobbit, and read that. And then at about 11 I read The Lord of the Rings. Yeah, so it was it was just a natural thing for me that I just decided to take it off the bookshelf and read it. As soon as I started reading it, I fell in love with it, and I'm a very visual reader, so I like reading and escaping into it, and I think it's a great way of escaping and forgetting about whatever else is going on. But yeah, it connected with me straight away. I think it is documented that he, was kind of very much like a hobbit himself, which, plain food, simple life, which is what I enjoy as well. I like sort of spending time in the garden and, with cups of tea and having second breakfast. Oh, for TV, I think favourite programme out of everything has got to be Breaking Bad. But I think the casting is so perfect. Everybody in it is perfect. Yes. And I couldn't think of anyone else who could replace them. And they're all my favourite characters. I think they're all incredible. Yeah, I loved it. Absolutely loved it. I'm going to rewatch it again. I've not had a chance to come over any other time. And I really do want to come over, and I'd love to take a tour of Germany and just, sort of admire the countryside and get to look at the cities. I actually really like the 48 frames. I like the clarity and quality of it, and it is like seeing something in real life. I mean, the only thing that was difficult is because I've never seen a film like that before, and so I think if every film from now on was made in 48 frames, then we'd all get used to it and all accept it because that's the way it is. In the same way that now we accept colour film, and originally it was black and white, and before that there was no sound. So I think in these advances and changes in technology, people eventually will accept them as the norm. But I liked it. I liked it because it makes everything so visually. Well, I did play a cameo when I was in New Zealand for the Hobbit part, and I'm not sure if it's going to be in the extended edition, so I don't know. But it was an amazing time. It was just the pleasure of doing it was enough for me. I was over there with my son, and just sort of hanging out there and watching what was going on. And it was actually Philippa Boyens walked past after a couple of days of me being there, and was like, "Oh, Philippa," and sort of said hi and stuff. And then I think it was later on that day, the casting director sort of sent a message saying, "Oh, Philippa said if you fancy, having a cameo for a day, then they're shooting a scene, in a couple of days, and would I like to do it?" And of course, I was, yeah, absolutely. And it was actually filmed on my birthday, July 16th. and so it was a whole day of filming. So it was the best
Best
birthday
birthday.
present ever. Yeah.